Prosecution, would you like to call your next witness?
Yes, Your Honor. I would like to call Jamie Johnson to the stand. Dr. James Johnson. You set to go?
Yep.
Okay. Please state your name and occupation for the court.
My name is Dr. James Johnson, and I am the Chief Medical Examiner for the Commonwealth of New Justice.
Let the record show I am showing opposing counsel Exhibit 5. May I please approach the witness on the grounds of Exhibit 5?
You may.
Dr. Johnson, please explain what Exhibit 5 is.
This is my resume.
Please explain your previous work education as stated on the resume.
Well, for previous years, my employment has been a medical examiner and an associate medical examiner for the Commonwealth of New Justice. My graduate training in forensic pathology with New Justice. My education, I have an MD and a BS from Harvard Medical School, and I'm certified in atomic, clinical, and forensic pathology.
I would like to request to submit Exhibit 5 in evidence.
Objections?
Foundation. Foundation.
Your response?
I believe that you summed up in what you just said.
I'll allow it. Whatever the exhibit is admitted to evidence. 5.
I would like to enter Dr. James Johnson as an expert witness in the field of medical examination and medical knowledge.
Objections?
None, Your Honor.
Please explain your past work experience with the medical examiner's office.
Well, I've been working under the administration of Dr. Pat Ivenstein for some years.
What have you done since becoming chief medical examiner?
I have brought my office into the 21st century by updating my staff and my technology in order to make autopsies more efficient and more accurate than Dr. Pat Ivenstein had done while I was working under him.
Were you in charge of the autopsy of Abby Oddington?
I performed the autopsy.
May I let the record show I am showing opposing counsel Exhibit 6. May I please approach the witness on the grounds of Exhibit 6? Can you please explain what Exhibit 6 is?
This is the final autopsy report of Abby Oddington.
What did Abby die from based on your written findings?
Well, her death was due to an overdose of the chemicals hydrocodone and chlorphenamine from the medication Tusinex.
How did Tusinex cause her death?
Well, one of the main ingredients, hydrochlorine, there was a serious overdose of that chemical. It is a narcotic cough suppressant which reduces the urge to cough. It was an overdose because it severely caused a decrease in respiratory rate, causing a bradycardia and hypotension that eventually led to a cardiac arrest, leading to her death.
I request to submit Exhibit 6 into evidence.
Yeah, we're good.
Objections? Okay. Exhibit 6 is in evidence.
How is Abby's death a homicide?
Throughout my many experiences as a medical examiner, I have seen many deaths as a result of homicide, and this is one of these. Simply put, the defendant's reckless actions caused the death of Abby. Tusinex has been proven to not be safe or effective in children less than 6 years of age. Abby was 3. Overall, the defendant's recklessly gave Abby an overdose of a medication that should not have been given regardless of whether Abby was sick or not.
No more questions, Your Honor.
You want to take back the evidence?
Defense, would you like to cross-examine the witness?
Yes, Your Honor. Do you think it's acceptable for a parent to give their child medicine to help them feel better?
It is acceptable only if a doctor has recommended this medication to be given.
But it is acceptable for them to give their child medicine to help them feel better.
If the medication is by given by a doctor under the children's name, it is supposed to be for that child specifically.
Could you please tell me what the hydrocodone in Tusnex does?
Hydrocodone is a narcotic cough suppressant which reduces the urge to cough.
So if someone's child couldn't stop coughing and they gave them Tusnex, doesn't that make sense?
If the child was 6 years of age or older, but in children less than 6, for example Abby in this case, should not have been given Tusnex. It wouldn't have been effective or safe for her.
Could you tell us again how Abby died?
Abby died from the hydrocodone and the Tusnex, which caused her to have a severe lower respiratory rate with a bradycardia and hypertension, which eventually led to a cardiac arrest, but led to her death.
And you're sure?
As a medical examiner with numerous years, yes, this is what I find based on my findings.
Okay. The records show, I'm showing the opposing counsel exhibit 1. Can I approach the witness on the grounds of exhibit 1?
You may.
Do you please identify exhibit 1?
This is the incident report from our Robbinsonville Police Department.
Could you please turn to page 6? Could you please read the 5th line of the 3rd paragraph? Well, the 1st paragraph.
Just point it out. Show it to her.
5th line of this paragraph. Beginning of that sentence, please. If you could read that.
The doctor informed me that Abby's death was suspicious and that it appeared to him to be a drug overdose or complications from pneumonia.
So it could have been complications from pneumonia that killed Abby Huntington.
Yes,
Is that
it might
correct?
have been complications from pneumonia, but all my findings, it was an overdose of Tusnex. Therefore, if she were to have pneumonia, it wouldn't have mattered because the defendant had given her the overdose of Tusnex, which led to her death.
But you did say that you were not sure and that it could have been from an untreated case of pneumonia.
It would have, like I said, could have been from pneumonia, but like I said previously, the defendant had given her the Tusnex, and regardless of whether she had pneumonia or not, had caused death.
How old was Abby Huntington?
She was 3 years old.
She was 3.
Well, 2 to 3.
Now it's 2 to 3. Well, was she 2 or was she 3?
She's 2. Regardless,
But you previously said she was 3.
I'm letting the record show that based on previous evidence,
Was she 2 or was she 3? Or are you not sure?
she's 2 years old.
But you previously said that she was 3.
I think
And you were very sure about that. Just like you were very sure that she died from an overdose.
it may have been a memory slip up about her age. Regardless of that, she was under 6 years of age, so what
That was not the question. The question was, you said she was 3, but she's 2.
Objection, Your Honor. I believe she already answered the question.
I was just trying to prove that she did indeed not know the age of Abby
But
Addington.
she said it.
But at first, she said she was 3.
I think we got the point. Let's move on.
I'm just saying one thing from her comments.
No further questions. It's already answered.
Redirect.
Yes or no? Ms. Johnson, is Tucsonex a cough depressant?
Yes, it is.
Depressant?
Yes, it is.
No more questions, Your Honor. No further questions.
All right. Redirect.
Yes. Tussinex may not have been primarily for suppressing coughs, but it did help with that, correct?
Yes, it does.
No further questions.
You may be seated.